Very good morning, everyone, distinguished guests of the dais and on the dais, and my dear friends. Once again, welcome to New Horizon College of Engineering. It's my pleasure to address this distinguished gathering. And today's theme is sustainable development. And sustainable development is something which affects all of us, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure sustainable development. So the definition of sustainable development is basically the ability to meet today's needs without compromising the means and needs of tomorrow. That is the definition of sustainable development. And it is very heartening to note that across the world people are taking sustainable development very seriously. Majority of the people across the world are developing a conscience towards sustainable development, mostly for ethical reasons, and sometimes sometimes it becomes fashionable also to talk about all these things. But nevertheless, it still contributes to sustainable development. And of course, can we have businesses in sustainable development? Can we make money? There's nothing wrong in making money. So can we make money in this area of sustainable development? Yes, of course, I think so. As a technocrat, I definitely think so. Now, before I talk a little bit about sustainable development, I have to inform all of you that India, fortunately, has got the lowest carbon footprint in the world among all the countries across the world, and especially among the major economies. We have the lowest carbon footprint. But nevertheless, we are, I think, the third or the fourth country when it comes to carbon dioxide emissions. Okay, but we are a huge country, so we need to factor that. So there is a lot of pollution, there is a lot of, and when we talk about sustainable development, I think we need to talk about renewable resources and non-renewable resources, maybe energy or other resources as well. Now, just to give you an example, I'm not a vegetarian, so I enjoy my kebabs and also an occasional steak. I'm not a pure vegetarian. So, all over the world, people have realized that animal farming leads to a lot of, methane. It leads to a lot of, methane being released into the atmosphere and causing a lot of greenhouse disturbances and also climate change, etc., etc. As a result of which, people have realized that just 1 pound of meat can cause so much of a disturbance to the environment, and slowly people are turning into vegetarianism. Just giving you an example. And a lot of startups, especially in the US, have made money out of this idea. Their entire restaurants are soy-based, okay? And when we talk about green startups. Now, I think once again, when we talk about this particular idea, the first thing that comes to our mind is energy. Now, today, as we speak, 65% of our energy in the world is generated through fossil fuels, non-renewable fossil fuels. Right. About 10% of it is from hydroelectricity, 15% from nuclear, which is kind of pollution-wise it is okay, but there are some dangers as well. And we have wind and solar. Wind contributes about 4%. Solar contributes a paltry 1.7% of the total energy that is being generated in the world today. So that obviously that itself will lead to a lot of startups, will lead to a lot of green startups. There's a lot of money to be made out there as well, a lot of opportunities, because somehow, yes, we have been quite successful, and there's been a lot of buzz about solar energy, but when it comes to the global share and when it comes to the practicality, definitely it's still just a measly 1.7% of our energy comes from. So even if you double this, there's a lot of room for green startups. And all across the world, definitely people have, especially in Germany, I think I recently read that in the Eco Summit in Europe very recently, most of the startups, green startups out there, focus on energy. I'm not saying energy is the only area, but definitely they focus on that. There are many startups which will help you increase the efficiency of your heating in your house, especially in colder countries. And there's a lot of savings when it comes to fuel. Right? A lot of startups are tackling this particular problem. But I think the biggest invention, the greatest invention of this century will be your battery that can store a good amount of electricity, practical enough to make solar energy harvesting more profitable and practical. Right? Tesla is working extensively, I'm sure, and all across the world, everyone knows people are working extensively on battery technologies, but the problem, I think, in our country is we do not work extensively on technologies, on developing new technologies, especially, no. We are good at implementing technology. We are very bad at developing new technologies, probably because of IPR, probably because of other issues, but I don't see any startup which focuses on developing these technologies. Application, yes. Create an app, yes. Put together things, yes. But developing path-breaking technology, not so much. A lot of research, definitely. I think Tesla will definitely will define this, because they are coming up with super rapid charging batteries, which you can possibly charge in about 2 minutes, like just filling gas from a gas tank. Take your electric vehicle, rapidly charge it. I think that technology will not be so. The main problem right now, laws of physics. It's very hard to store electricity to a very large extent for a long period of time. That's also there, for a long period of time. That is there. So we talked about definitely, the greenhouse gases. We talked about green energy, and I'm sure there are plenty of other areas, and there are also plenty of startups in India which are very active in sustainable development. Just yesterday I read an article in Deccan Herald which focuses on, there's a juice shop in Bangalore, I don't know, I think you guys have seen it. There's a juice shop in Bangalore which is a zero waste juice shop. Okay? Something innovative. Zero waste. No waste at all from the juice shop. So these are all the innovative things that are happening around. I'm sure sky is the limit. There are so many areas, green areas, where startups can actually flourish and also contribute to sustainable development. So I think it's a wonderful thing, really, really wonderful thing. I'm really, it's really heartening to see such a distinguished gathering out here of experts. So I'm sure you will share your knowledge and we'll have good discussions today. So thank you very much. So let us not forget our collective responsibility towards sustainable development. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. As sir said, there is no exclusively anyone doing the development of technology. So here there are many young bloods. Maybe they will try developing it. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I take a great honor in introducing our keynote speaker for the day, Dr. Raju S. Ganagarapu, who is a dreamer, pioneer, serial entrepreneur, and a social contributor, striving to bring in innovative solutions for entrepreneurial challenges and to attain the objectives of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. A chief mentor and CEO, he is actively leading the Green Mantra, an Indo-African socio-economic movement in pursuit of protecting Mother Earth from unkind effects of climatic changes. Prestigious Billion Breath and Plant a Planet campaign are underway to enhance enormous green cover to mitigate climatic change. Now, I would request Sir to share a few words.